At the bottom left of the map, we have the Start Hill player. He is down one map already. We are in the loser bracket. If he loses here, he's out of the tournament. His ID is
Start Hill Q.
Start Hill Curious.
Looking as confident as ever there, man. You know, we talked about it earlier. He does get a little bit tense, but he just looks so confident every time.
And he's once again up against the Protoss player starting to the top right. It's the Casper player. And he is starting for SK Telecom. His ID is
SK Telecom T1 Rain.
I linked earlier an article that ESFI wrote. It's just kind of a little brief article about how some of the GSL players, or Federation players as they're often called, feel against Casper players. Some are confident, some are not. So you can see some kind of statements of the players there. If you guys want to check out my Twitter at Proxywolf. Of course, follow Caldor as well, but I have that link up there for you guys to read. That's cool little, just tidbits of information about some of the players, because obviously a lot of players do get stressed out playing these matches. There was a post I saw yesterday on Reddit as well about, someone linked this to me about some of the netizens, how they reacted to Caspa versus Federation players and how they felt. And I think that's kind of cool to read, so definitely check that stuff out. As you know, we talked about this yesterday. This has kind of been one of the big stories of this tournament. Obviously, this is about representing Korea. Then you have two massive groups of players that are completely different from each other, fighting it out, battling against each other to try to represent Korea, and it creates, this story of I don't know how to describe it, but you can form your own opinions, and I really like it. It's been quite a fun tournament to watch.
We have the Nexus first now here for Rain, and you're so right. This tournament so far has been really, really interesting, intense to watch, and of course the story of the Casper players up against the GSL players is one of the major ones, especially in the loser brackets where we've seen so many GSL players fall to the Casper forces. And right now it looks like another GSL player is in trouble. Curious is down a map, and Rain looked strong here, starting with the Nexus first, showing a lot of confidence already in the opening. So what exactly is Curious going to do in the second game on Daybreak here in order to tie things up?
Yeah, that's going to be a very important question. Curious really, playing a very non-standard play last game in so many different ways. And the meterless composition at the end of the day was one that we've seen before, but it's not really common these days, especially not on that map.
Yeah, exactly. Toon Valley, it's just a lot of... Because you have these three bases, a lot of Protoss players get their Blink quite early. And when the Mutalisks were on the map, Blink was already done. We had a high Stalker counter for Rain. And it's just like you can defend these bases with Blink Stalkers very well. So the Mutalisks have actually not this much of an area that they can attack.
Exactly. It's really easy to defend with Blink Stalkers because the Mutalisks can't move between the bases very easily on that map, even though they're close together. Curious is the fast double gas, by the way. And he has put in 6 drones on him right away. I'm really curious, seriously, no pun intended, to figure out what he is up to here. What is his plan going to be? Right now, Rain getting his Zealot, and will likely make the decision whether he wants +1 or not in just a few seconds. He does hit that 100 gas.
I get this feeling a little bit that Curious is right now trying to come up with new things to do. A very, very fast tech to lair here.
I suspect Nidus play.
The thing is, Curious mentioned earlier to us that he thinks he showed too many of his strategies already, or he had to show them because he was only up against Protoss. But I don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing. He is a player who is really strong enough to play a strategy that he's already shown in the past.
Yeah, he's like the type of player you know what he's going to do, you still can't stop him.
Exactly, just by the way he executes them. So I'm not quite sure if I like this, that he seems to have this pressure on himself to show something different and to surprise his opponent. I like that he wants to mix it up, and I like that he throws it in, but right now I get the feeling that he really feels he has to.
I think I was thinking Nidus at first, but then the more I think about it, why would he have this much gas with Nidus? There's no reason.
Yeah.
Unless he's going to Nidus Hydralisk and a forward Nidus. I think he may go for fast Spire here, but this is really weird. We're about to find out right now as Laird's finishing. He's got the minerals for Spire, and what will it be, Curious? Answer the question.
But Aspire would actually surprise me a little bit.
And
yeah,
Nidus. Okay, so it is going to be for Nidus and Hydralisk.
The problem is he's going for a forward Nidus here. You can't play Spire with this late gas at your expansion, because the problem that you're facing is, yes, you have the gas in order to build your Spire right away, but you don't have the gas to really build the Mutalisks as soon as the Spire is done.
Exactly.
So the only thing that you can do is either go for, well, if you go for Lair with this, Infestus wouldn't make any sense either, for the same reason that you don't build a Spire. So the Nidus network definitely the weapon of choice. And with the Hydralisk, he looks like he of course wants to attempt to get into the main base, but at the same time he can use his Overlord that is positioned right in front of the natural to just go for a forward Nidus.
Oh, a few things to note is that, of course, Rain is going for Mutas, or rather for Phoenix Tech, which is not going to be very useful. Curious has Overlords in position to potentially Nidus in the main, but that's not his plan. You're so right. It's going to be forward Nidus. It's already done here. And he doesn't have Zerling speed either. So this is going to be all about the Hydras.
It's not only
Queens as well.
It's not only about the Zergling speed, he doesn't have anything.
Yeah.
This guy has 3 sentries, and that's basically it. So right now, the first thing that's going to fall is actually the Cybernetics core, and with the Cybernetics core done, he can't do a lot. Yeah, there is just no DPS, there is no damage.
Yep, and this is going to become a big problem as the Phoenixes, yeah, they can lift Hydras in small numbers, but once the Phoenix number gets high, not before that, and he's trying to get the Phoenix up desperately. 4 cannons going down, Hydralisk just doing so much damage here, but he steps too far forward to get that cannon.
Another Nidus in the main base, not scouted just yet. He doesn't see it. He does not see the second Nidus at the top left.
Yeah, you're right.
There it is, and now it's time for the rest of the Hydralisk and Queens to emerge, and here they are. Oh my god,
Transfuse energy available here.
Just have done it.
Yeah. With all the transfuse energy plus the Lings coming through, he can't kill this stuff.
And the core is dead. There are no... Or is it? No, it's
barely
actually
survived.
alive.
200 hit points left.
That surprised me a little bit. I would have killed the core to make sure that he can't get any additional stalkers.
Yeah, he tried to target the cannon for some reason. Now he's in a lot of trouble, though, as these Hydras do get targeted down. Even though a lot of probes are killed, the 2 Nexi do remain alive. And... Transfuse goes down, he's got to retreat with the Hydras. The Creep Tumor is a big annoyance. And the Transfuse is really keeping these Queens alive a little bit longer for more Hydras to come back out.
And there is a lot of DPS still involved, and now the Stalkers are dying here. Most of the probes are now down at the natural, but there is a lot of DPS available, and as soon as Curious has more Hydralisks, he can just move in again. He doesn't even have to use this one Nidus that we have. There is still the Nidus available at the bottom, if I think so. But this has to be it.
Actually, no, he did lose that Nidus, but yeah, you're right.
GG. It's too late anyways.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter.